How can someone work 40 years straight, never miss a single credit card payment, do everything right, and still retire broke? Well, here's the plot twist. It's not bad luck. It's a series of invisible money habits passed down like family recipes, except this recipe only serves generational stress. Meanwhile, the rich, they're playing a whole different game, one where avoiding these 12 habits is the minimum entry fee. So in this video, we're exposing the 12 money habits keeping the middle class poor. And by the end, you'll know exactly how to quietly escape the paycheck trap while everyone else is stuck in the Costco sample line of wealth. Let's jump right into it. Habit number 1, confusing income with wealth. The middle class loves to flex a high salary like it's a trophy. Bro, I'm making 6 figures now. Cool, but how much are you keeping? Wealth isn't what you earn, it's what you own. You can make $150,000 and still be broke if your lifestyle is inflated to $149,000 and your emergency fund is held hostage by Apple Pay. Rich people, they get excited over assets, not salaries. Because when your money works harder than you do, you get to stop working. Fix it. Track your net worth monthly, not your paycheck. Coming up next, the $500 mistake that makes your future self scream into the void. Habit number 2. Financing everything that moves. Middle class mindset. Why save for it when you can finance it over 72 months at 6.9% APR? Car loans, furniture loans, iPhone on monthly plan. Heck, some people finance mattresses now. Every financed item is future income you've already spent, and you're not buying the thing. You're buying interest on the thing. The rich? They buy liabilities with cash flow, not paychecks, and they avoid debt that doesn't pay them back. Fix it. If it doesn't appreciate or make you money, don't finance it. Save or skip it. Next up, how fast food ruins more than your health. No, really. Habit number 3, death by 1,000 subscriptions. Okay, let me let you in on a little secret. Did you know the average person has 12 recurring payments they forgot about? From Netflix to that meditation app they haven't opened since 2019. It's the slow bleed that feels harmless, until you do the math. $14.99 here, $9.99 there, $27.44 for something called BarkBox Deluxe. Even though you don't own a dog, which I don't know about you, but to me, that's not budgeting, that's financial sleepwalking. The rich, they audit their expenses like it's a business because it is. Their life is a cash-flowing asset. Fix it. Print 3 months of statements. Kill what you don't use. Automate the rest. Next, the middle-class dream home that turns into a golden cage. Habit number 4, buying too much house. Renting is throwing money away. That's the middle-class rallying cry, right? But here's a reality check. A house isn't always an investment. Sometimes it's just an expensive box that eats your paycheck. Let's break this down. You buy the dream home with the granite countertops and a mortgage the size of Texas. You stretch your budget to get it, everyone applauds. You feel accomplished. But now, you're house poor. You own the home, but the home owns your freedom. No extra cash to invest, no flexibility to move, and surprise, now you gotta fix the water heater, pay property taxes, mow a lawn the size of a football field, and replace the roof in 7 years. The middle class treats the home as the goal. The rich treat it like a strategic decision. They don't buy homes that kill their investing ability. They buy homes when their investments can pay for it. Put it this way, owning your house isn't a flex if it means you're stuck in the same job for 30 years just to afford it. Fix it. Don't let a mortgage delay your wealth. Buy below your means. Rent strategically. And remember, freedom feels better than square footage. By the way, if you're still watching at this point, I just want to say that we at Stealth Wealth are 100% committed to giving you the life of financial freedom you deserve, instead of the one most people only dream of. Go back and watch our previous videos. Make sure to subscribe and join the channel to stay updated every time we post new content. Next up, we're about to dive into the paycheck habit that feels smart but literally bleeds you dry. Habit number 5, saving without investing. Let's talk about the middle-class love affair with saving. They treat their savings account like a trophy case. Look, I've got $20,000 in the bank. Cool. Now, subtract inflation, subtract opportunity cost, and subtract the interest rate. That's basically just a pity payment from the bank. And what do you have? A glorified parking lot for your money. Meanwhile, inflation's out here doing cardio while your savings nap in 0.01% interest land. Here's the hard truth. Saving is not building wealth. It's just not going broke. And the middle class confuses the two all the time. The rich, they respect saving, but they don't stop there. They use savings to buy assets, stocks, real estate, businesses, things that grow over time, not just sit there like a couch potato. Fix it. Think of savings as your emergency-only zone, not your wealth-building strategy. Once you've got your 3 to 6 months of expenses covered, send the rest to work. Index funds, rental property, a business, anything that beats inflation and builds cash flow. Because stacking cash feels good, but making your money multiply, that's how freedom is built. Next, why your 40-hour job can never give you financial freedom. Habit number 6, relying on one source of income. This one's sneaky. One job, one paycheck, one stream. That's not security. That's financial Russian roulette. Let's be honest. Most middle-class folks think they're doing great because they've got a stable job. Good salary, benefits, a 401k match, maybe even a dental plan that covers 30% of a root canal. But here's the brutal reality. If all your income comes from one place, your job, then you're one phone call away from being broke. That's not security. That's just delayed panic. It's like standing on a one-legged stool and pretending it's a throne. And yet, this is what most people are trained to chase. One income stream that they don't even control. Boss doesn't like you? Company downsizes? AI replaces you faster than you can say ChatGPT? Poof! Game over. Now flip the script to the wealthy mindset. Rich people never bet everything on one stream. They build layers, dividends from stocks, rental income from properties, cash flow from businesses, royalties, content, online courses, even credit card points. Yep, that's a flex too. It's not just about earning more, it's about earning from multiple directions. So when one slows down, the others keep flowing. Fix it. Start small. Build one extra stream while your 9 to 5 pays the bills. Sell a service, monetize a skill, create digital products, start a YouTube channel, rent out a room. Just don't wait for the perfect time, because perfect usually shows up about 10 years too late. Remember, wealthy people don't have more jobs. They have more income sources. Next up, how middle-class spending habits destroy future investing power. Habit number 7, spending first, budgeting later. Ask a middle-class family where their money went. They'll say something like, groceries, bills, life? That's not a budget. That's a guess. Here's how budgeting looks for most middle-class folks. They get their paycheck, the money hits the account, and then it's open season. Let me just grab some Starbucks. Ooh, those shoes are on sale. Dinner out tonight? Oh crap, the rent's due? Then they try to budget what's left, if there's anything left. That's not a financial plan. That's a reverse-engineered crisis. The problem is simple. Spending emotionally, budgeting reactively. People treat money like it's unlimited until it isn't. And when the dust settles, they wonder where it all went. Spoiler, it went to DoorDash, Amazon, and that treat-yourself moment that felt so justified. Now the rich, they don't play that game. They use a strategy that sounds boring but works like compound interest on steroids. Pay yourself first, before the mortgage, before the car payment, before Jeff Bezos gets another dime from you. They invest, they save, they automate the wealth building part first. Only then do they spend what's left, which, surprise, forces them to live within their means by default. Fix it. Set up automatic transfers the second your paycheck drops. 20% to investments, 10% to savings. The rest is guilt-free spending, but only after wealth is handled. Because if you don't tell your money where to go, it'll disappear faster than your motivation after leg day. And here's the kicker. You don't need a bigger income. You need a better system. Coming up, the silent financial killer nobody likes to talk about. Habit number 8, keeping up with the Joneses. The middle class has this unspoken rule. If your neighbor upgrades, you upgrade. They buy things to look successful. New car, big wedding, Gucci belt on Afterpay. But here's the catch. The Joneses are broke. They're just good at hiding it on Instagram. New car in the driveway. Boom. You're test driving a Tesla tomorrow. Your friend just posted their Italy vibes, Italy flag vacation pics. Suddenly you're booking a trip you can't afford just to stay emotionally competitive. But let's get real for a second. The Joneses are broke. Like, maxed out credit card, minimum payment, crying in the shower on the 15th kind of broke. They're not building wealth, they're building aesthetic debt. See, middle-class people fall into this cycle of spending to impress people who aren't even paying attention. They buy symbols of success instead of creating the foundation of success, and it's all driven by comparison, because comparison is the thief of joy and the killer of your bank account. Now the rich, they don't flex, they don't care. They're showing up to million-dollar meetings in $30 shoes and a hoodie that's been through 3 stock market crashes, because they know quiet wealth lasts longer than loud status. Fix it. Unfollow the fake flexers. Audit your purchases. Ask, am I buying this for me or for my ego? Delay visible upgrades until you've built invisible assets, because the real flex is walking into any store, seeing the price tag, and knowing you could buy it, but choosing not to. Next, the financial advice your parents gave you that doesn't work anymore. Habit number 9, thinking a degree equals wealth. Go to college, get a degree, get a good job, you'll be set for life. That was the promise, and for a while, sure it worked. But now, people are graduating with $100,000 in student debt, and working jobs that don't even require a degree. Oh look, a philosophy major making $19 an hour at a call center and praying the government forgives their loans. Middle-class families still push the idea that degrees equal security, but in today's economy, that equation is broken. Because here's the truth bomb. Degrees don't create wealth. Skills do. You know what employers and the market pay for? Problem solving, sales, marketing, coding, copywriting, communication, leadership, the ability to make or save a company money. A degree is only valuable if it teaches you one of those skills, or puts you in a position to monetize what you learned. Otherwise, it's just a very expensive piece of paper. Meanwhile, the rich, they treat education like a business decision, ROI or GTFO. They're obsessed with learning, but they're not chained to traditional paths. They take online courses, hire mentors, read books. They ask, what skill can I learn today that earns tomorrow? Fix it. Don't pursue education out of pressure or tradition. Pursue skills that solve problems people will pay you to solve. And remember, you don't need to go $100,000 in debt to become a high-income earner. You just need to learn faster, smarter, and cheaper than the guy next to you who's still memorizing ancient poetry for a midterm. Coming up next, the mental trap that keeps the middle class stuck forever. Habit number 10, believing hard work equals wealth. Okay, now this one stings because it's personal for me and kind of hard for me to touch on, but it's something you need to know. We've been told since childhood that if you just work hard enough, you'll succeed. But millions of people working 60-hour weeks still live paycheck to paycheck. Let's kill a myth. Hard work does not guarantee wealth. If it did, every construction worker, single mom juggling 2 jobs, or immigrant hustling 14-hour days would be a millionaire by now. But they're not, because the middle class was sold this idea that grind equals gold, that if you just work hard enough, life will reward you. Spoiler, life doesn't reward hard work. It rewards smart leverage. Don't get it twisted. Hard work matters. It builds character, discipline, grit. But if you're trading time for money forever, you're stuck in a system that was never designed to make you rich, just tired. Middle-class folks often confuse effort with effectiveness. Meanwhile, wealthy people ask one question over and over again: how do I make this work without me? They're not trying to work harder. They're trying to work less by building systems, automate their income, invest in assets, build teams, create digital products, license intellectual property, use money to make more money. You know who gets rich? The guy who builds the machine, not the guy cranking the gears. Fix it. Start looking for leverage points in your life. Can you automate a process? Can you delegate a task? Can you build something once that pays you over and over again? Because at some point, working harder just burns you out. But working smarter buys your freedom. Next, the money myth that costs you decades. Habit number 11, thinking retirement starts at 65. Who decided that 65 is when life begins? Here's the classic middle-class formula. Work 40 years, save whatever you can, cross your fingers the market doesn't crash, and if you're lucky, at age 65, you'll finally get to sit on a beach with a bad back and a lukewarm pina colada. Sounds inspiring, right? Yeah, If your dream is to finally enjoy life when you've got 2 hip replacements and a bedtime of 7:30 p.m., this whole retire at 65 mindset, it's broken. It's outdated and it's holding people hostage. Why do we act like 65 is when life starts? The truth? That retirement plan was made in a world where people died at 68. Today, if you're lucky, you live to 85 plus. That's 20 plus years of maybe living off your savings if you didn't outlive them first. Middle-class folks chase this illusion of safe retirement while sacrificing the best years of their lives to a job they secretly hate. Meanwhile, the wealthy flip the script. They don't retire from work. They retire from having to work. That means building enough cash flow, assets, and freedom early on, so they can choose how to spend their time decades before 65. Fix it. Don't build a life that only works at the finish line. Start stacking passive income early. Build a side hustle. Invest aggressively. Design your life around freedom milestones, not outdated age brackets. Because retirement isn't an age, it's a financial condition. And now, the last habit. The one that quietly destroys everything from the inside. Habit 12, avoiding financial education. Come on now, let's be real. The middle class avoids money conversations like they're cursed. Talking about money is rude. Investing is scary. Budgets are boring. But here's the truth. What you don't know about money is keeping you broke. Rich people read, listen, learn. They don't hope to get rich. They study how. Fix it. Read 1 finance book a month. Follow creators who teach money. Turn your social media feed into a classroom. Because knowledge isn't just power, it's profit. The truth is, the middle class isn't poor because they're lazy. They're poor because they've been trained to think like consumers, not owners. But now, you know better. And once you see the game, you can't unsee it. So here's your mission. Audit your life for these 12 habits. Choose just one to fix this week, and watch what happens when you shift from paycheck thinker to wealth builder. Comment, "I have rich habits" if you're done playing the money game the normal way, and rig it in your favor. In fact, just by following the rule of 72, you can completely change the entire outlook on your mindset and finances. We break it down step by step. Just click the video on the screen here, and we'll see you there.